video I will be showing you my big three for my upcoming through hike of Estonia. Just a few words to mention what this big three is about. It is for my first through hike, which is going to take me 510 miles or 820 kilometers through Estonia, my home country, and I will be hiking in the summer. The Estonian summer is it's a temperate maritime summer, and it means that days can be really hot, like up to 30 degrees Celsius, but they can also be windy or rainy or chilly, so the conditions are quite varied. During the time I will be hiking, the nights shouldn't be really cold anymore, but they might be in the beginning. And there was a week where we had really cold, quite nasty weather, and I had the chance to test out like all of my gear. And I was super happy that I had the opportunity because I've already made some adjustments to it. So, starting out, my first item is my pack. I'm sure a lot of you know a lot about this pack. This is the Osprey Aura AG 50-liter pack. I think it's a good pack if you're a beginner hiker and you want the comfort and you don't really know what kind of a hiker you really are. So I'm like super happy with this pack so far. It's got enough, organization in it. It's got like stretchy outer pocket. There's a rain cover, access from the bottom, bottle holders on the side, a removable frame. The actual comfort comes from the anti-gravity system, which allows a lot of ventilation, and it's kind of like a body hugging design. So there are like tons of reviews on this pack all over YouTube. I'm not going to go into that in more detail, but this is my pack of choice, and I hope I have many happy miles with it together. So next up is my shelter. I'm using a one-person tent. This is the Gear Top 3-season tent, and I have slept in it for some nights by now, and despite my initial concern for it being too small for me, it's really okay. It's not a very roomy tent, but it's okay. It uses trekking poles to set up, so multi-purpose gear there, and it has like a separate inner tent and a separate rain fly. I've done a video about this tent, of the setup and my first impressions of it. You can go check it out, and yeah, I'm sure it will be quite okay for this hike. A couple of things I have noticed since my first setup about this tent is that the doors on the sides of the rainfly are kind of difficult to stake down in a manner where the fly is kind of stretched and tight. Right now I have one door staked down here, and if I wanted to close that zip, the other door would be like loose and floppy. And in order to get both doors like tight, for example, if you don't know whether it's going to rain in the night and you might want to zip it down halfway through the night, then I have found it difficult to stake it down in a manner where it's like nice and tight. I've done a little modification. I took one of the extra guy lines that came with this tent, I cut it into pieces about this long, and I tied the pieces to one of the doors on each side, and that allows stake it down a little bit further and a little bit higher so that it's nice and tight. Other than that, I really like this tent. I do not plan on using the 2 stuff sacks that came with the tent. Rather, I think I will be just stuffing my tent into my pack kind of loosely. The mesh on the tent also seems to be a really fine one. I have had nights in it where these like little really small insects that want to come and bite you, they didn't come through the mesh, and I think that's a really good thing. And yeah, ventilation is good. I haven't had any condensation in it so far, and it held up rain as well. Although I have to say that after it was soaked from a rainy night, it was kind of hard to shake off the water from the fabric. It was like really soaked and wet, and probably takes a while to dry out. So, moving on. I'll start with my sleeping system, and I'm using a combination of a sleeping bag and a sleeping bag liner. That cold week taught me that this 2-season sleeping bag, which is the Robin's Faraway Square bag, can be a little bit cold in our nights. So I purchased a Snugpack Thermaline sleeping bag liner, which does add a little bit of weight, but I'm hoping that this will give me the security that I will not be cold in the nights. I didn't want to add any extra clothing to my gear setup, so I chose a sleeping bag liner, and not only will this keep me warm, it will also keep my bag a little bit cleaner. So, sleeping bag liner is like the first layer from the inside. The sleeping bag, as I mentioned, Robin's Faraway Square. It's a square bag. You can zip it up, open it up all the way, and use it as a blanket, which is a feature I absolutely love. It is synthetic fill, weighs 1 kilogram. Not the lightest, not the most multi-purpose. As I said, it's a 2-season bag. The comfort temperature for ladies is +9, and for men it's +5, I think. But I was really cold in this bag during a night where it was like +5. And I know I'm a cold sleeper, but I didn't know I was this much of a cold sleeper. Next up is my sleeping pad. I'm using a combination of a inflatable sleeping pad. This is the Nature Hike inflatable sleeping pad, which has got this egg crate texture, and this is really comfortable. It doesn't have like the most high quality bulb, but it's held up for me all the nights I've slept in it, and it's never gone empty. It's a bit narrow, but you know, it'll do. For what it costs, this was a budget thing, and it's been really nice. It's not very thick though. Don't know if you can see it here. I know it's also because of the egg crate texture that it has, but on those same cold nights I found that it was not enough. I kind of felt the cold coming from the ground. So I'm going to be using it with just a regular foam pad, which has this reflective layer on it, and this did the trick very well. So I know it adds a little bit of weight, but it's not much, and you know, I want to have a good night's sleep on my hike. It's one of the most important things, I think, with your gear setup. So yeah, this is it. Talking about cost, the tent cost me around 85 euros. This is a very old one, but they cost around 10 euros, I think, at the most. Usually they're even cheaper. The sleeping pad cost me 36 euros. The sleeping bag was also 85 euros. And the liner was 25, I think. So, and the pack was the most expensive item, but I really didn't want to go for any other alternative. Nothing that I tried on felt as good as this one, so these packs cost around 220 euros or something around that. So yeah. So this was my big three for my upcoming through hike of Estonia. If you have anything you'd like to ask about my gear, feel free to comment below. If you found any value in this video, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and check me out on Instagram and my website to find out more about hiking in Estonia and also some gear reviews. I will be heading out soon for my hike. And next up will be a video about my full gear loadout. So, stay tuned for that and I'll see you next time.